I want to finish this tonight. So we'll leave the League of Legends things and so on and so forth for tomorrow. But the next thing we're going to do is cover Asmongold's video. Because he released a video today, and it was after he was banned. And no idea what was said. Zero. So we're going to watch it for the first time. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Man, I didn't get to any of the other news, but this was worth it. This is worth it. There we go. Okay, so this is the statement. All right. I was told about this, didn't get the chance to watch it, but I wanted to cover it. And we're going to watch the entire thing together. My hope is, and my expectation is, that Asmongold will take this opportunity to learn from it, because he already was. And he's talked to many people, Asmon and, what's his name? Tips Out, and others, other Muslims in his life. I'm sure he has several. You know, Texas has quite a few Muslims. So I really don't expect him to double down. And I think he'll only really hopefully learn from this and take this as a learning experience. That is my hope. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am putting my hopes on this because I want the best for people. I know that's bold. I know that's a crazy statement in these more hateful days. People either want to love him or kill him. But I think that, I just want to see good. So that is my hope. I don't know, but let's see. This will really give us an idea of his mindset now that he's been banned on Twitch for 2 weeks. Whatever his actions are here, especially whether he chooses to take the ban or, try to fight it or something like that, which I don't expect. But if he did, that would tell us where his mind is at. Whether he's truly, apologetic, as he was saying, or not. And so let's see, guys. Let's see it here. If you guys are new in here, we've covered this for 2 videos now. First, the entire statement, the original statement that he said, and my experience with, hate and so on and so forth. And why I think that I was trying to give an even take on why I think he said what he said, that he came from a place of generalizing as opposed to true hate. I don't think he hates anyone. I don't think he hates people, and so on and so forth. And I was given a lot of crap for that on both sides. People who hate him and want him to, have horrible things happen to him. There was many of those. They think I was being too nice. And other people who are actually think worse than him were on the complete other side. And obviously they're completely freaking out of their minds as well. So that means I'm probably closer to the truth than most people think. So let's see if that holds true now. Let's see if that holds true now. And in the second video, we covered the ban, the actual ban, the reasoning for it. Do I think he should have been banned? Spoiler alert. If I was Twitch, I wouldn't have, but I do condone the ban. I do think it is, a good ban, temporary ban. But I think it should be a more universally adapted and utilized enforcement of the TOS that they do going forward and need to do right now with other people on their website. And they don't do. And this is a little bit performative that Twitch is doing. For sure. Probably more than a little bit. Quite performative what Twitch is doing. So yeah, let's see how it goes, guys. Let's see how it goes. The plans moving forward. Let's see what Asmongold himself thinks directly from the man himself.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you all about what my reason was for getting suspended on Twitch and also what my plans are going forward. I'm going to try and structure this video into 2 parts, where the first part is going to be me talking about the Twitch suspension. Second part is going to be talking about myself. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that I know it might sound a little bit insincere.
Streisand says, putting your hope in someone may not change them, but it can reach people with open minds more than hate ever will. Yeah. And also, I think I think like unless someone's truly lost, it reaches them, Streisand. And if it doesn't reach them immediately, it plants the seed in their head. And that's why I talk about the things I talk about, and that's why I treat people in that way. Because even if it doesn't have immediate fruit, it plants a seed for that fruit to be grown later. That fruit of enlightenment, that fruit of maybe, these people aren't so bad. That's how I've lived my life for 23 years. Trying to get people who generalize Muslims on a lighter side or freaking hate Muslims on the more harsh side, and trying to get them to see us slightly more as human, just one step closer to human, one step closer to being like decent people in their eyes, one step closer to understanding our reality and what our true beliefs are, and not what the media says. And just one step closer, it doesn't have to be all the way, just one step closer is a huge difference. Is a huge difference. But yeah, sorry, going on.
Because of how ridiculous this is, but I really mean it, and if you listen to the whole video,
yeah,
I hope you can see why.
Okay.
Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot, and like, obviously he's reading these comments, guys. Obviously. And as someone who's gotten a lot of that from people that have wished death upon me just for being a brown man or being a Muslim man or for being a jungle man or whatever, usually it's the racial stuff. I can tell you that I'm never affected by it in terms of I would never hurt myself due to it, but it does, sometimes make me lose a little faith in humanity. Absolutely. It'll mentally grate on anyone. And I've received hundreds upon hundreds just in my time streaming. That's not counting, right after September 11th. That's not counting any of that. If you count that, it's like tens of thousands probably. But I can't even imagine the level that he got. Like, holy crap, man. I would not wish that on anyone. It's so funny. If you talk to anyone who's been in this situation, who has been targeted for hate in some way like this, totally on point with jungle bigotry. Hey, I call it like it is. Everyone hates junglers, including us junglers. But I can tell you that anyone's like had hate for anything like this, whether it's their gender, whether it's being trans, whether it's their religion, whether it's their skin color, whatever it is. Generally, we don't wish hate on others. We don't want this to happen to anyone else. Even the people saying it. I wish that they would, be educated, wish they would get slapped, wish they would get put in jail. Sure. But wishing that level of hate, like this person should die? No. No, that's the difference. The victims never really feel like that. The people being hated on generally don't feel like that. And the ones that do, well, a lot of times those are the people that really did have a little bit of that in them, sadly enough. Anyways, going on.
Like that, I want to say that I really appreciate you. And I think this has been something that's a long time coming.
Okay.
And I actually think that this is something that not only I deserved, but it's also something that I needed. And I want.
Wow. I didn't expect that at the beginning of the video. Remember I was saying that they'll really be dependent on how Asmongold takes the ban? And if he tries to take it from a place of seriousness and dealing with it in terms of trying to grow, as opposed to, or if he would be argumentative, try to fight it, be like, man, these freaking woke mob got me, man. I'm not gonna be quiet. Like Dr. Disrespected. And be like, I'm gonna fight the mob, and I'm gonna stream on this side instead. Well, that answers our question, guys. That answers our question immediately. Good for him. I applaud his decision. I applaud this video. I applaud his message already. Let's see how it goes.
I want to talk about what the reason for that is, but I want to start off and just make sure that that's actually very clear. So a couple of days ago, I made some comments about Palestine and also about Hamas and, some just general, basically opinions that were trivializing the genocide that's happening there.
Yep.
And I don't really want to like mince words or like try to like, oh, I wasn't justified.
It's a bit too low. Thank you for telling me. I'm so sorry. Guys, I do apologize. The first minute of this was too low. I'm turning it much more up now. I do apologize. It was maxed on my side, but OBS is wonky and certain things show up at different volumes. So if you guys are staying in the video, I appreciate you being in here. And you know what? We'll watch it straight through from the beginning with the higher volume so you guys can hear it properly, okay? So you might hear this part twice.
I wanted to talk to you all about what my reason was for
Artosh, how is the volume now?
Getting suspended on Twitch, and also
let me know if you need
plans
higher.
Aren't going forward. I'm going to try and structure this video into two parts, where the first part is going to be me talking about the Twitch suspension, second part is going to be talking about myself. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that I know it might sound a little bit insincere because of how ridiculous this is, but I really mean it, and if you listen to the whole video, I hope you can see why. Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that, I want to say that I really appreciate you. And I think this has been something that's a long time coming. Mm-hmm. And I actually think that this is something that not only I deserved, but it's also something that I needed.
Okay.
And I want to talk about what the reason for that is, but I want to start off and just make sure that that's actually very clear. I
think he... Whoa! Didn't mean to do that. I think he realized that he was being overly judgmental. I think that's what that shows. When he says, I needed it, that means that he has true sorrow and regret for what he said. I think that's what this shows.
Basically opinions that were trivializing the genocide that's happening
Sorry
there.
about the
And
redone.
I don't really want to like mince words. I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything. And I think that that's a horrible, disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say. And
it was. Absolutely. He's right.
And I don't necessarily think that it was really racist, really, but when I'm using language like Palestinians or like the people there, rather than what my real language was, I've always been very outspoken and very against religious extremism, and I still am.
So our thought was, and we were guessing, but like we're educated guessing, that he is, like I said, we said this in the previous video, said in this first video, I'm consistent always, that the real issue was that he was generalizing Hamas to the Palestinian people. And these are not the same thing. And he's getting it. Guys, he is getting it. He's understanding. Look what happens when you actually reach out towards someone. As in this case, like I said, rare, extremely rare W from Hassan. But this is absolutely a W from Hassan. That 3 hours did a lot. Tips out statement and almost certainly the discussion afterwards did a lot.
I think that any religion and any way of thinking that's going to cause you to put other people in like kind of positions below you as like, gay people, women, people with disabilities, anything like that, I think that that's a really bad position to have, and I really don't like that. Yeah. And I think that my problem and my fault here was that I was making a criticism of religious extremism, and I made no effort. And I feel like almost, I've rewatched the clip, right, or a number of the clips, and it's like I've almost made an effort not to draw a distinction between the two things.
And it's not something that just he does. It is something everyone does when they're trying to take the path of least resistance. It is messy to make the distinction. It is messy to talk about the actual truth. It is messy to talk about actual people going through real things. It is extremely easy to glomp everyone together in one group and say, I just hate all these people. It's extremely easy to tell everyone that all ADCs are terrible people in League of Legends. Jokes aside, but this little levity sometimes is a good thing. But like this is exactly what happens. This is exactly what happens. It's never good to generalize anything. Generalizations of all kinds are bad. It leads to dehumanization, and that leads to hate, and that leads to violence in turn. I'm glad he's getting it. I actually didn't expect him to speak so eloquently and so directly on it. I expected him to like learn something, but I didn't expect him to have learned it. I thought this was going to be a process, and it seems like he's really quite a bit the way there. Dude, Hassan and Tips did better job than I thought, and maybe other people. His dad is a stand-up guy. I've seen his dad on his his show a couple of times, so on and so forth. I feel like his dad wouldn't stand for this kind of stuff either. His dad is literally a veteran. He fought for the defense of everyone in the country. So yeah, I feel like his dad was probably like a big part of this as well. Just I like to diagnose things. I'm a diagnoser. I was an epidemiologist, so.
I think that a lot of us here can easily say that we're against religious extremism, and
yeah,
I am.
It's very easy to conflate and takes a lot of mental effort to not slip, especially when emotional. Perfectly said, Heterochrome. Perfectly said.
But whenever I categorize everybody in the area as this group,
yep,
then I'm the asshole, and
yes.
I was the asshole.
Yes,
I had a lot of you guys tell me that. And it's taken me, this is what's so crazy about it, is that I think this has been going on now for 2 years.
How long have I been watching any Asmongold? I don't watch a bunch of anyone, but I do watch a decent bit of Asmongold. Yeah, I've been watching him in general for more than 2 years. Yeah, I can say he's gotten worse over the past couple of years. Yeah, as in a little bit more argumentative. He got really a lot better after World of Warcraft. Leaving World of Warcraft was a huge W for him, for his mental, for his content. It was just better. And that actually was really caused by the suicide of Reckful. By the death of Reckful, which was extremely, extremely sad. That affected Asmongold in a very, very poignant way. And I know this because I'm a WoW player. I've been a WoW player for a very, very long time. I grew up watching Reckful. And so that hit me hard as well. And that showed me how toxic the community became as well. 100%. And he lost a lot of followers. I remember that day. He basically called out the community for being just so toxic. Just so toxic. And I remember thinking, in the weeks afterwards, that, wow, he's playing a lot less World of Warcraft. And I think that, made his content better. And then, I think it has taken a little bit of a dip in terms of his attitude, in terms of what he's doing. He's not really watching videos to laugh, if I may be so bold to say. He's watching it more to just shit on things. I don't think that's healthy. Maybe that's a state of his mental. I don't know. Maybe I'm overdiagnosing. I don't know. But I genuinely think that this is a big part of it. Yeah. I think over the past 2 years has been having a couple of big rough patches for sure.
I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, I
don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. But the word devolving is just really on the money when it comes to social media in general. So I'm glad he's saying this, and I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at the fact that social media does this to people, and I've talked about how it does this to people all the time. It forces, and the first video went into this in great detail, and I talked about directly how social media makes us think in generalizations, makes us feed into the hate in a negative feedback loop over and over and over again, and it turns people from being kind of a dick into full-blown assholes. And it's just, whoo, man, it is easily, I think, my least favorite aspect of social, is the worst aspect of social media. Absolutely, by far. It legitimately devolves people. That's why when we're talking about why such and such group hates other such and such group on Twitter. We're talking about, in many cases, the conversation goes to tribalism, acting like we're in tribes. What does that remind you of? Way back before we were civilized freaking people. Way back, all the way, it harkens back to a time when we were like, the humans beating up and bashing on Neanderthals so we can be the dominant race. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Oh, these people are eating too many berries. We got to kill them all. That kind of stuff. Got to whack them over the head with a mallet, or not even, they didn't even make mallets. Club. Exactly. That's yeah, devolving. I think that's a really good statement.
But like,
I'm gonna use that
really
next
even know
time.
what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited, rude.
Lowest common denominator, Asmond. I think that's what you're looking for, my friend. Lowest common denominator. Social media has and always will cater to the lowest common denominator. That's why the sexiest of all the sexiest gets the most clicks. That is why the hatefulest of all the hateful gets the most likes and comments and quote retweets of even people that are righteously angry at it. We're still interacting with the comment. We're still in some way elevating the comment. I'm guilty of this. I argue with negative people all the time. Absolutely all the time. I'm absolutely one of these people that feeds into it sometimes. For sure. Absolutely. And Black Luffy, how you doing, my friend? We're discussing some serious stuff, so I hope you're enjoying. Welcome, my friend. Lots of love, buddy. Good to see you. I completely agree with him.
Like nasty.
Base level instincts. And I think Twitter might be one of the worst about this, especially in recent days. And now they're going to get rid of blocking, which makes no sense. It's going to make it even worse. I think like also Kick is another prime example of and TikTok are like the three prime examples out of all of the social medias. These are like the most base instinct devolved level social medias where everyone is reacting just on emotion. Everyone is reacting on just what is going to get the most interaction, whether it's even humane thing to do or not. Jack Doherty, holy crap, just the words Jack Doherty and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
The just callous psychopathic version of myself. I think that I've been devolving into this, and a lot of
I wouldn't have gone that far. I was just saying you've been more negative, but if he thinks that, he knows better than anyone. He doesn't strike me as someone who lies to himself. There are people that just lie to themselves all the time. He doesn't strike me as one of them.
My friends have told me this. My dad has told me this. He said, you've got to chill out. You've got to calm down.
Base dad. Dude, good dads change the world, man. My dad is amazing. My dad is why I am the relatively level-headed guy that I am today. I try my best. I don't succeed every day, but I try my best every day. And my dad is the reason why. My mom's a hothead. Love my mom dearly, but man, she will verbally ream someone down, and sometimes that can come out in me as well. But my dad is extremely level-headed, too sweet, but he's very sweet and very, very level-headed. Thank God for good dads.
Been that old man doesn't know what he's talking about, and I've finally had some level of accountability for that. And
one would call this in the greater lexicon the come to Jesus moment, where you can't avoid it. It's right there. And there's no mincing words. There's no missing the issue. It is actually happening. And you're in it, and you can either face it like a fucking man or a strong woman, or you can fold like a bitch. And it's good to see he didn't fold.
Thank God.
Thank God.
I
agree.
Look back at some of the things that I've said and done over the past 2 years, and I don't think that I've been wrong about everything, obviously, right?
Yeah, Hedricrum just said, yeah, my dad used to say the same, that I could deceive everyone else, but I will never be able to trick myself. Exactly, Hedricrum. Exactly. Always be true to yourself. 100%. Absolutely. My dad said it a little bit differently. He said, that you should always tell yourself the truth, because the truth to you is the truth that you will always believe. So if you are spouting the actual truth to yourself, you will believe the actual truth. You won't be clouded by the fog. You won't be clouded by media. You won't be clouded by this, by that, by that, by whatever trash is around you. Your own actual truth. If you're honest with yourself, the truth will come out. I said it wrong, but I guess I think you guys can get my gist.
But there have been ways that I've communicated and ways that I've acted that are indefensible. And I think it's, looking back on it, it's just disgusting. And it's something that when you get lost in the sauce and you get fixated around like listening and reading feedback, and
you don't even realize that you're doing it.
Just getting hyper fixated, this is like your entire life.
Yeah.
You lose a perspective on reality, and you lose a perspective on the world. And I think that perspective was brought.
That's why when someone's being an idiot on Twitter, you always tell them to go touch grass, talk to a real human being, get away from the computer. You're not telling them to like do anything bad. You're telling them get some perspective. That's what touch grass means. That's literally what it means. And that's why it's so effective, because it's true and we're all guilty of it. Especially all of us on Twitch. We spend way too much online and on the computer. I mean, dude, I stream every single night. There's no way that's healthy. There you go. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Papa, thank you for the kind words. Papa 91. Okay, I'll just call you Papa 91. That's perfect, buddy. Hell yeah, my friend. Hell yeah. And thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. If you like that level-headed take, and these level-headed takes, I have covered this in one video so far. Right here. We also have a YouTube channel. You can catch that as well. That was the original when the entire stuff happened yesterday, and we just got done covering the ban, the actual ban itself. And I've tried to give a level-headed take the entire time. And it's funny. I was talking about this. I know I'm giving the correct level-headed take when I have people on both sides extremely angry at me. I have people that want this guy, Asmongold, to literally, like, God forbid, be lit on fire or something, and nothing else will please them, because they hate him that much. And they're angry at me because I'm not saying that, nor will I ever. And then the other side is angry at me because they don't even like the fact that Asmon apologized, and they wanted him to quadruple down and just say, like, screw all Muslims or whatever. And he would never say that because he's not actually a racist, nor did I ever think he was. I would never watch his shit if I thought he was. And yeah, it's always somewhere in the middle. Papa 91 is always somewhere in the middle. It's crazy. But yeah, welcome, dude. Thank you for the kind words, and welcome to stream the Koi Crew. I'll always give the most level-headed take I can. The times I'm not level-headed is when it comes to like Ubisoft screwing over us gamers, or EA or Nintendo. Or
into perspective yesterday and the day before, when I was making comments like this, and
hey, for sure, buddy.
I feel so stupid. It's crazy. So I'm getting all these people making negative comments toward me. Everybody is telling me like, oh, go kill yourself. I hate you. Everything like this.
I hate that.
Do you know who reached out to me? And they wanted to talk and have a conversation and see if I was okay.
I'll give you 3 guesses. And it all starts with M. Muslims. You know why? Because that's what I did. Not being performative. I'm not going to show you the message. You want me to show? Well, I'll just show that I did it. But yeah, look, it's really easy to be kind when you're actually wanting someone to learn and get better, and it's really, really hard to be a dick until you truly believe that you can be an asshole to someone. And yeah, I mean, it's right there. I mean, it was yesterday afternoon. There you go. That's it. Yeah. I have no doubt other people did. I have no doubt other Muslims, because like I said, I looked at the quote retweets on his original statement, his original apology, and no one, almost no one, was vitriolic and a Muslim. There was a couple, sure, and there was many that said he deserved the ban. But like I said, the most poignant message that I saw, it was buried way down. It was some guy that was like 100,000 followers or something, which is considerably more than I have, but he wasn't like a really big guy on Twitter or anything like that. It wasn't probably a name that anyone would recognize or anything like that. I don't remember what his name is. But his message was, I'm a Muslim and I don't hate you. I think what you said is reprehensible, but a lot of people are wishing the worst upon you. And all I want for you is to take this and learn and show us that you can be the good man I know you to be. Essentially was the entire message. And that one stuck with me. That one, I saw that, like, I finished the first video, we finished the recording, I got that up and so on and so forth. And it was around like noon by the time that was. And so that message stuck with me. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to send a message as well. It wasn't even my idea. I saw it because I saw someone else's someone doing it as well, and it was just a quote retweet, and I was like, I don't think you'll ever read my message, but I'm going to put it. Hate breeds hate. Exactly. Yeah. Even if I disagree with someone, wishing death is never a good idea. Exactly. Absolutely. I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm a believer in the death penalty, but only for if someone is killed an innocent. If someone's killed an innocent, for me, their life is forfeit. For me, that's the punishment deserved. But only then. Only then. I have never wished death upon anyone else in my entire life. Ever. Ever. Like, no matter how vitriolic they are, no matter how hateful they are, nothing. For me, it's just if you've killed an innocent. That's it. That's literally it. And even that is too much for people. This is fair. I'm not saying I'm right in that. I'm not writing laws, and it's probably a good thing that I'm not. But yeah, exactly. Exactly.
People that were Islamic and people that had fucking family in Palestine. And how humiliating is that? How absolutely humiliating is that? And these were the people I was...
Hey, what can I say, man? I'm right. Us Muslims are pretty good people, guys. Hey, you know what? You gotta call a spade a spade. You gotta call a good thing a good thing. I'm kind of tearing up while I'm saying this, but I'm proud of my people. I'm proud of Muslims. I'm proud of Palestinians. I'm proud of people who have people in that area. And I'm, good. Because I know this is exactly what I was saying in even the first video. You don't combat someone being ignorant or uneducated with hate. It never works. So all the people wishing him and, like talking about his teeth and just saying the worst trash ever. They're not fixing anything. They're being performative. They're doing it for likes, and they're doing it out of like some self-righteous anger that is useless to man and beast. It's literally the most useless shit ever. Hate is the most useless emotion of all time. Probably second only to greed. I would say greed is more useless. Whereas empathy, love, caused this, guys. It caused him to tear up on right here and realize how wrong he was, because the evidence is staring him right in the face. It's like, Jesus turned the other cheek kind of thing. Like it's same principle. We're all taught the same principles, no matter what religion we are, or even if we don't, actually believe in a religion. Atheists believe in this. Do unto others what others would do unto you, so on and so forth. I mean, that's not just in religious texts. It's also in religious texts, but it's not just in religious texts. It's a firm part of being a human. And this type of thing, at its core, is what affects others and will always affect others more than anything else. And I talked about in the first video, and this is why I have faith in humanity. This is why even with the idiocies of social media, even with the hate that I've had directed towards me and I've seen directed towards my family and my friends and everyone else in various other parts of the world and so on and so forth for the past 23 freaking years, very, very directly. Before September 11th, I was in a bubble. I was a kid. No one was really hateful towards me. Afterwards, everything changed. It's very easy to tell that distinction. I can tell you that I've never seen anyone react with hate towards someone being, a terrible person to them and it actually succeeding in any way. It doesn't change minds. It may make you feel a little better. I do it because it makes me feel better sometimes. I'm not perfect. I try not to. And usually I listen to my better instincts. And I'm proud of that. But I can tell you, proof of the pudding's in the eating. And I have talked to direct racists that used a slur against me. And I will have a conversation with them afterwards. And they'll realize they have far more in common with me as a human being than they do any preconceived notion of hate or whatever. And that they're frankly just, I'm not going to say they're uneducated. That's not helpful. You have to educate without saying that. But once they realize it, that is where true change happens. Through empathy, through understanding, through love, through shared human experience. And that's why I was tearing up, because that's what this is. That's what this is to a T. And that's frankly what all of us Muslims are taught. The hateful extremists, they're not Muslims. Guys, they call themselves Muslims, but not everyone who calls themselves something is that thing. One of the base teachings of Islam is to do this, to be empathetic, to understand other people's plight, to treat others with respect. We're literally taught this. It's hammered into our heads from like fucking minute one forwards. Yeah, exactly. Terrible people are terrible only. Exactly. Papaxi. And they're also capable of change, no matter how terrible they are. Like I said, some of the most vitriolic people, I ended up being able to shake hands with some of them. Not all of them. Some people are hopeless. And some people, like I said, it's only like a single movement in the right direction. And they're not going to shake my hand, but maybe 5 years down the road, they'll meet someone that they shake the hands of. That's someone that they thought they would hate and they end up not. And that's fine with me. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it to create good in the world and to have less hate in the world. From the UK, more accurately, an area in Manchester. I've been there. I've been to, well, I don't know about your area, but I've been to Manchester. I've spent a lot of time in England, specifically lots of time in London. My mom like half grew up in England, so I spent a lot of time there. We have a very large Muslim population. Yep, exactly. By the 90s, when I was a child, we had a dark time with racial hatred, which led to extreme violence on both sides. 20 years on, my best friend's a Muslim. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. And Papa 91, I'm sure that coincided with 9/11 as well. That's when, that's the experience I was talking about as well. There you go. There you go. Once we treat people as people, and sorry, people as persons, one might say, and as opposed to groups, things get a lot easier to digest. It's like that Men in Black quote that I had at the beginning of the middle of the first video. A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky creatures, and you know it. A person is smart. So dealing with people on a personal basis is easily one of the best ways to enact actual good, positive change.
Trying to say we're bad. And I feel like such a fucking stupid asshole. I really do.
We teach by example, guys. Anytime you're arguing with someone on Twitter, and it's not someone who's like doing truly something reprehensible, and you feel the need to lash out against them, and instead you could use them, just think to yourself, instead you could use the moment to take a breath, educate, figure out why you're wanting to lash out. Will it actually be helpful? Just ask. You don't even have to succeed. I don't succeed every day. I was just arguing with someone literally yesterday, and it's an argument that got out of hand, and I'm having some self-reflection on it as well. And I'm probably going to try to handle the situation differently now. And regardless, doing that will help you realize that you're doing the wrong thing for the wrong reason, even if you feel self-righteous in doing it. Self-reflection is important, guys. Self-reflection is extremely, extremely important. Anyways, going on.
I've always been I guess like I've always been kind of like an atheist, and even as a young kid, I was raised Roman Catholic, and I was always very defiant towards it. And I've always had a negative opinion of religion, and I've also had a negative opinion of religious cultures.
He's been very public about this. That's true.
And I think that really, I think that opinion is definitely shaped by the media that I've created, and the media I've created for myself, and then also just the media that exists, the media that I've chose to seek out as well. And I think that media has allowed me to have certain predispositions and certain biases that the truth is that don't have any sort of relation to what my own real life has been experienced, or my own real life experience has been, excuse me. And so I've been spending a lot of time talking to those people, and I've seen people like fans of mine, like I had viewers messaging me on Discord, like, why are you saying this? Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to, like, I'm willing to talk to you, and like, like let's try to work this out, right? We love you. And I scrolled up on their messages, and these are people that messaged me in like 2016, 2017, 2018, like, I love your content, I love your stream, I love you, right? And now they get to hear this from me, and I just feel like such a stupid, belligerent fucking asshole.
It's never good to feel that way, but it is sometimes the harshest truth that one can only give to themselves. And it is only something that we can enact through creating good, through creating like actual real stuff, man.
I really do. And I'm
not saying that eloquently, but
I really am. I think that it's extremely fair to criticize religious extremism, and I think that it's extremely unfair to categorize everybody in part of that group as religious extremists.
Exactly.
I think it is, and I'm really sorry for that. I've just been a fucking dick, and it's weird because yesterday I woke up and I didn't know if I was going to get suspended or not, and I had planned on streaming and everything, and I actually got a text message from one of my mods. They said, "Oh, I heard about the suspension. I'm sorry." And I was like, I remember I was like driving, and like, you'd think that like your heart rate would go up, but if anything, I felt more relaxed. I felt like finally I have a moment to just take a step back and breathe and think for myself and just stop, just like get out of my own head. And I spent a long time like just writing basically a list of all of these things that like I think that I should be doing with my life. And this is going to be kind of the second part, by the way, of the video. Comments that I made were pretty much about religious extremism. I think it's bad, but I've categorized a lot of people in that way that was unfair. It's wrong for me to have done that. I said something that was bad. I should not have said that. I should have chosen my words more carefully. I didn't do that. I doubled down on it. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. That's pretty much, I was a fucking asshole. I was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. And so, actually...
Yeah. I do know what he should say. He should say that his actions will change. That's the true proof of the pudding is in the eating is always in the actions. I think he even said it himself. I mean, apologies don't mean shit. It always depends on actions. And I think he can do it. I think he can do it. I don't know how that comes out of your mouth. Well, I think it's a lot of I don't reckon the number. I think it's a lot of I discussed in that video directly, Sad Jack. We put that up yesterday. I think it's a lot of pent up frustration mixed with a huge dose of 23 years of the media telling you a certain thing mixed with a propensity to generalize, because that is the base human instinct, to generalize. A lot of times it's the path of least resistance, and all of that put together with the form of a powder keg, and that's what we got. I think it's not like it was just him. I was talking about it in the previous thing that we discussed right before this. Look at Bill Maher. Bill Maher's on national television saying this to an entire wide audience every day, hugely. That was the first time he said something similar, like about genocide. I've never heard anything about him from like genocide standpoint. I usually, I mean, to be fair, I don't watch his like other stuff. I only really watch his, and I haven't watched it that much. But the only stuff of his that I do watch is like gaming stuff. You know, yelling about Ubisoft or something like that. But yeah, that's the stuff that that's really the only stuff I listen to. I'd be shocked if okay, not the genocide. Okay, yeah, I would have been shocked if he said anything about genocide before, like for sure. That would have shocked me. It smells alarm clock rat. Oh God.
I do know what else to say. I don't like making apologies because I think words don't matter.
Right.
But I do think changed actions and changed behaviors do.
There we go.
You can take my apology as hopefully better content.
Nice, Ryan.
And if you're not seeing that, I want you to hold me accountable. Hopefully this time I won't be stupid enough to ignore it.
Yeah. Look, you have to hold yourself accountable too.
It's pretty dry. Anyway, so the second part about this is that I want to talk a little bit about like my life, my personal life, etc., and kind of some of the points that I think that I've kind of gone through to get here. So the main thing is that
I do like that he's doing this. He's actually showing like some understanding, and he's showing like real self-reflection. I think that is very, very, very important.
For the past, like, I would
say,
like
do that
10
to you,
years or so, if you look at my life like this, I would have said 10 years ago or maybe 8 years ago, streaming was like this, right? YouTube was like this.
Okay.
And now I would say that my life and streaming are basically the exact same size. And
I'm getting to that point. I wouldn't say I'm getting to that point, but like I get it on some level. Like, dude, I spend every waking moment thinking about streaming if I'm not streaming. And I work a day job. And I work 7 days a week. So I don't really play much games or do anything off stream. I only really have time to do it on stream because I'm streaming so much. I get that. I get that. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Guy is drinking water as well. That wasn't soda that was going down his gullet there. He's serious about change. There you go. Freezeburn, welcome, my friend. Good to see you, brother.
What I mean by that is that streaming is my entire life.
Yep.
Doing this is my entire existence. And I think
very
that the process of that has been extremely unhealthy for me. And I think that what it's done is that it's allowed me to become such a one-dimensional person that I'm not even a person anymore. It's like I'm dark.
I can understand that because like I was saying, all the evils of social media, streaming can have that as well. Because like it is very hard to not fall into the trap. And I'm saying this openly because I hold myself accountable to make sure I don't do that also. I've seen a lot of streamers that do the worst stuff ever, and because they have a community that loves them and believes the best of them, even when evidence is staring them in the face, they'll think that they're always in the right. And you see this with so many people because you look on Twitter, and you look at streamer Twitter, and everyone is so freaking self-righteous to the point of sheer idiocy and a lack of utter compassion to anything else. Yeah, echo chamber. Yeah, one of the prime examples of one, Sajak. Completely. This can happen to the smallest streamer. This can happen to the largest streamer. I mean, it could happen to me if I'm not careful. And I know this because I have to always remind myself to be myself. That's why I'm authentically myself all the time. Absolutely. Ryan, I mean, maybe not tonight, but I'll cover it next time for sure. I don't know what's going on, but like, you know, we only have a very limited time to cover certain things. But yeah, I mean, we're basically taking everything as they come. And I'm kind of just doing it in chronological order. Obviously, I'm slower than a lot of people would like, but like I said, I'm dealing with hurricane cleanup. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff, so I'm dealing with it as fast as I can, Ryan Chungo. But welcome, my friend. Hope you like the information regardless, and I'm always going to give my as authentic of a take as possible, my as even of a take as possible. But yeah.
I'm going
slower in so many ways. Exactly.
And I think about like all mentally the, for me. Like I made a list of all of the things that I'm not doing in my life that I should be doing, and I was writing it down, and I'm like, fucking like I'm just going and going and going. I'm like, oh my god, I think it'd be shorter if I transcribed the Bible. Like this is insane. Like I'm like whenever I have everything written down line for line, it's like, oh my god. I'm ruining my life. I've been existing, and I want to, at a certain point, actually try to live my life. And I don't think that I've been doing this.
It's feeling strung out.
And so what am I going to do?
Taking slower is not a bad thing. It gives time to reflect. Yeah.
And what does that mean for my stream, etc.? I think that
and I try to be more reflective. I used to be a bit of a hothead when I was younger, and it never served me well. And that was, of course, when I was living with my mom, and she's very much a hothead. And when I came down to be more close to my dad and everything, it gave me a very different perspective on things, Papaxi, for sure. Absolutely. And I mean, Ryan knew me in college. You know what I'm talking about, Ryan. I could be a little bit of a hothead back in the day. Important to take time to self-reflect, even if that means you're doing things slower than others. Yeah, exactly, Atora. We covered the first bit right here, and I just recorded the second bit, which was him getting banned. And Tips Out was another Muslim, actually one of Asmon's close friends, and it was like our hope that he would listen to, hopefully, Tips Out, and what he did listen to from Hassan, spending 3 hours on stream with him, basically like teaching him to humanize people again. Which was wild. I didn't watch the entire 3 hours or anything, but like I watched like about an hour over the day, bits and pieces that my friends were and so on were sending me. And yeah, it looks like he's learning the stuff. It looks like he's learning the stuff, which is good, which is really, really good.
I'm going to cut down a little bit on streaming quite as much, and I think I'm also going to cut down. This is going to sound like, I hope I can say this in the right way.
Okay.
I feel like the main times that I laugh on my stream nowadays are when I'm laughing at other people. And I look back on videos that I did from 2020, 2016, and 17, and yeah, I've always been an asshole, but...
Absolutely.
Holy shit, I've been way more of an asshole. It's insane.
Like I said, last 2 years have been particularly rough. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly, Atora. Exactly. Yeah. And like I wouldn't say 2016, 2018, he was playing a lot of World of Warcraft. I think his worst days were during World of Warcraft. I think the day he left World of Warcraft in the big way, and like you started playing Dark Souls and things like that, like those were much better days for him. For sure. For sure. Yeah, maybe, Ryan. I don't know. I'm not sure. What exactly was that again? I don't even remember. I didn't really watch it. But yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I only really watch the gaming coverage. Like, I like games. I'm very single-minded. Give me a video game. Give me something to play. I want to see some stupid video of him watching, like, of him playing, like, freaking, I don't know. Like, recently, Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. And his title is always like, it changed my life. Like, that shit cracks me up. That shit is good. I like it. I like the gaming stuff. I'm a simple man. I'm an incredibly simple man.
And it's a night and day difference. And I've had, again, everybody in the world telling me this, including my own dad, and I've just ignored them. And finally, it's like, you know what?
Maybe they're right.
I'm an asshole. Maybe this is too far. Maybe I need.
If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it shits like a duck, it eats like a duck. Maybe it's a duck. You know, guys. Maybe it's a duck.
A course correction.
But it's important to learn.
Which is why I think that like getting suspended in this. I hope that it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Ooh, and I don't know what.
That's powerful. I like that. I'm really trying to evaluate this, Ryan, on like Ryan Chungo. My best friend Crows Lines is also named Ryan, so it's gonna be a little confusing. But I'm really hoping that this enact real change. I think I do think that everyone's capable of real change, and I will always at you, Ryan. And I really do think it's a very poignant thing to say what he's saying. Now, it's even more poignant to actually do it, but it starts with saying. My dad has a saying, don't think bad things because bad things will turn to bad thoughts. Sorry, don't feel bad things because feeling bad things will turn to bad thoughts. If you think bad thoughts, it'll turn into bad words. And if you say bad words, it'll turn to bad actions. That's what my dad says. And he's very much a cause and he's an engineer, so he's a very cause and effect kind of guy. But I don't think he's wrong on this. I think he's right. And I think like Asmongold shifting his attitude would do better. And I think realizing he doesn't laugh as much about good things is very important. There was a very good stand-up comedian that I really love. And he was the host of the Late Late Show way back like 10 years ago. I think his last episode was like right before COVID or whatever. But like 10 years ago was when he was like in his like prime of kicking ass with it. And his name's Craig Ferguson. You can look it up. And great guy, really funny, and also had moments of being very, very poignant. And it was during I think it was during the Britney Spears stuff when she was like shaving her head and everything like that. And he was asked why he wasn't going to make fun of Britney Spears, and he gave this like really, really beautiful diatribe about his own struggles with alcoholism, and he's not going to like poke fun at someone going through what he knows more than almost anyone else. And that was already powerful. But then he ends it with, there needs to be joy in comedy. If I'm just, essentially what his implication was, if I'm just shitting on someone constantly and that's my comedy, it's not real comedy. There needs to be smiles in comedy. There needs to be like creation of good in comedy as well. And that is like the higher form of comedy that he strived for. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was really cool. Now, I love, the more caustic comedians as well. Like Bill Burr is one of my favorites. But I can also understand why Bill Burr is trying to be more positive as well. And how he has grown as a person over the years as well. In a little bit of a similar fashion. So, I mean, he's never said anything like this, but you know what I mean. Like for him, it was like his daughter being born. So, yeah.
Whether that's going to be
Very
true,
cool.
but I'm going to try to do things differently and make sure to live up to that reality. And so, what are those things that I'm going to be doing differently?
Okay. Let's see the action.
Is that I think I'm going to try. I've been very much trying to like maintain a consistent schedule with my stream, and I will continue to do that. I want to get up and go to bed at relatively the same time. I want to live a normal life, and also I want to spend maybe a little bit less time streaming, and I want to spend more time creating my own videos and doing my own things and spending time on things.
Unironically a good thing, because I think that like feeling like you need to perform all the time is a bit much. And he's talked about before that he almost says sometimes wacky things because he's not like he's playing a character, but he does not think of himself on stream as an actual person. That is an actual quote he said more than once. And that's worrying for me looking in on the outside, being like, that can't be healthy for you, dude. Like, I don't do that at all. I can't. Because that shit would break my brain. And I feel like a lot of the people that are like super crazy with their content and like over the top in a very toxic way, like Jack Doherty, or I'm not equating them, but like just this one aspect, God, what's his name, Fauci or Fauci, can't remember his name, but like those guys that like do like really, really toxic shit, it maybe in their base instincts, it feels like they sometimes have the moment of clarity where they realize they're doing that too. They just never stop, so they never learn anything. But I really do think if they were permanently banned from all of their content creation, that they might realize it, or even temporary banned, they might realize it themselves as well. I don't know. He says some things, not this, to form clickbait for YouTube videos, and unfortunately for him, he became what he was pretending to be a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like my quote is from like even the Steak and Eggs podcast. Like I remember he said this, and Emaru and Tectone were looking at him like, "Bro, what? That's really not good." I remember that reaction from them. And he said this on his own stream a couple of times. He said this on Jack and Eggs a couple of times, and it just can't be healthy. So I really hope he stops doing that as much. And I think him creating his own content, directly for YouTube or something like that, might help him with that. Might literally, almost like by example, train that muscle in his brain a little bit. Create this content because that's what you're passionate about, kind of thing. That kind of thing.
That I really enjoy.
I don't know.
And basically just like expanding my existence as a person. I think that ever since I started like OTK and I got involved with that, and then we had like other Starforge and like Mad Mushroom and Mythic and
Been
everything.
Doing a lot.
Like honestly, it's been too much for me to handle. It's been completely too much for me to handle, and I've been losing my mind dealing with it, and I try to hide it the best I can. Because I try to do the best, right? I try to do my best. It doesn't matter how hard it gets. You just keep going. It doesn't matter, and eventually it does matter.
It does.
I think that I've negatively affected.
Every man has to face this thing, and it's a hard conversation that my best friend Ryan, Crows and Lions, has to put in front of me sometimes, and I have to be honest whether I'm doing this or not. And sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm not. I'm always honest. I mean, sometimes I'm doing it, and sometimes I'm not doing it. Where sometimes I'm pushing myself too much. I work 7 days a week, I stream every single day. I now put up a new YouTube video every single day, and so on and so forth. And I trust my friends, far more than I trust myself. Though I trust myself quite a bit. I trust my dad. And when they ask me, I have to be honest with them. Because I love them, so I'm not gonna lie to them. And so if Ryan asks me, "Hey, buddy, are you okay? I notice you're doing this a lot," or like, I notice that you're, you're up really late, and I'll have to be honest and be like, for example, today I'm okay with being up late because we have a meeting at like 4 p.m. So I'm gonna go to sleep after this. And I'll be up at like 3:30, and I'll have gotten 4.5 hours of sleep or something, and it's fine. And I'll be fine. And it's good. It's not a good, healthy amount of sleep, but it's like my usual, so it's not bad. It's not like I'm nuking myself down to like 1 hour of sleep or something. So things like that. Yeah, Juicy, you've been talking about the entire thing, my friend. He needs to spend time with real people instead of waifu pillows. Fair. Look, spending time with real people in general is only a good thing. Papaxi, for sure. Like, I could tell you, I noticed a very positive change in Tectone when he started to do more IRL streams with his friends, with people he cares about, far more than playing gacha games. That changed him for the better. Absolutely. 100%. He's public about it as well. He talks about, like, certain things that made him see things differently and made him, like, remember to be a freaking human being sometimes. As opposed to, like, the crazed gacha player because he knew that was going to get clicks. It's something that happens to a lot of people. Absolutely. Spending time with real people is always good. Like I said, that's why when anyone is being an idiot online, one of the base responses is a really good response. Please turn off the computer. Legitimately go touch grass. People use it as a meme nowadays, but like legitimately it's good advice. And that go touch grass is not just like, go touch grass. It's like, go talk to real people, go hang out with some friends, go, look at the sunrise, something that reminds you what real life is. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I never really knew of him before that, Papoxy. My real inkling of who Tectone was exactly that. So I didn't really know before that too much. Though I did watch his gacha content, Tectone's gacha content, and that shit was like super toxic. So I stopped watching it really fast. I was like, oh god, I can't stand this. And then I saw him like, being genuine to people. And I was like, oh, yeah, this I can get behind. And then I realized there's two tech tones. One when he's playing gotcha games, and the other, which is his real self, when he's not playing gotcha games. And no matter what he's doing, he's that. If he's not playing a gotcha game. That's it. It's that simple. It's like one of my really good friends who is two different people. One when he's like doing anything in the entire world. He's a sweet, kind, wonderful human being, generous soul, one of the sweetest people, one of the shirt off his back for someone else kind of thing. And then when he's playing League of Legends, he is giga horrific toxic. And you're just like, oh my God, what is going on with you, bro? And then finally he quit League of Legends, and he is just a much happier person in general. It's good. Ryan knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. When he's calmed down a lot, for sure. Yep. And I'm very glad for that. Because I like who Tectone is now. And I'm sure that these actions that Asmon is talking about, if he's able to do it and when he's able to do it, because I genuinely believe he can, he'll be a better person too. Absolutely.
A lot of them. And I also don't want to talk about that just in the context of just like this recent controversy. I want to talk about this in the context of the last 2 years. I think that I haven't really been able to fulfill my responsibilities as
No Rest for the Wicked,
in a lot of cases.
I still need to play No Rest for the Wicked. I still have not played it, Artosh. Oh, and I love ARPGs, dude. Oh my God. I've had no time. I've had no time, man.
To them. And I think that I've let a lot of people down.
But for me, it's a good
there
thing.
have been things that I've done that are positive.
Too many good
as well,
games.
But I think that one thing this thing has taught me, this whole situation has taught me, it's made me realize,
okay,
is that I need to get myself in check. I need to get my mind under control. I need to, like, just get my life I need to fix my fucking life. Like,
yeah.
It's insane. Like, yeah. I think about it and it's in shambles.
I really hope he's going to clean his room. Because I think the disorder around him actually affects him far more than he thinks. And I'm not like one of those guys who's like, oh, his room is trash, he's trash. No, I just think that it would help him. I really do. Because I know one of the reasons he doesn't do it, not his room, I mean his house. And one of the reasons he doesn't do it comes from a place of pain and sadness. Because, and I know this because I've almost lost my mom. My mom is a cancer survivor. And she has permanent health issues. I've talked about it many times on stream. It's not something that's like wild or out there, something I don't really talk about or anything like that. It's something I'm very public about. And my mom has dealt with her pain in some not so healthy ways. With her, addiction to shopping at one point, her addiction to teapots and things like that. She used to go antiquing a lot. And, some is fine, but like she did to an unhealthy degree. And we've had this conversation. What will happen to her stuff when she passes? And she cares, frankly, more about her stuff when she passes than she cares about not passing sometimes in her darker days. And, when people are facing, serious health issues, they'll have dark days. It's something important to realize. Someone cannot be strong all the time, nor should you expect it. Because if you do, they're going to mentally wreck themselves. You have to be there for their strong and their weak moments. Moment of clarity, sometimes you get that from me. Legit. But beyond that, I think Asmon has not cleaned his house because those items in his house belong to his mother. And it's going to be a horrific step for him to get rid of the things that he remembers his mom touching. He remembers his mom buying. He remembers his mom using. He remembers his mom smiling at when she held it in her hands. And, like, I just want to say, like, I want him to clean his stuff as well, but I understand why he hasn't. I just want to give some context because I've gone through this. And I'm going through this, and I'm going to be going through this. I'm a very self-reflective guy, so I've thought about how this is going to emotionally wreck me in the future. Mainly because I've had this conversation with my own mom. I know what this is going to do to me. And I don't know how long it'll take me to be strong enough to be able to do that when that inevitable day comes. I hope it never comes. But I'm also an epidemiologist. I know it will come at some point. This is why I don't play PvP games, because I'm aware of a person I become when I play those. Yeah, there you go. Exactly, Meta. Hey, you got to be aware. You got to be self-reflective. Exactly. But like, I don't condone it, but I understand it with the house stuff.
For everything about my life is basically fucked, and I'm gonna take a step back from all of that. I'm gonna step away from it.
Please tell me you're just gonna make the effort to clean something, brother. Please, brother. Please. It's hard, and it's gonna be a big step, but I think that will also give him some mental peace, because he'll remember some good stuff about his mom. He'll be able to heal a little bit. It'll be, I mean, and 14 days is a long time to be able to do something like this. I think it would actually be very cleansing for him.
My leadership position and OTK and Starforge and everything. I want to, and they're fine with that.
Oh, he's gonna take a step back from like all of this stuff. That's a good thing. I mean, I look, I joined OTK's top streamer competition because of Asmongold. Like, legitimately, because of Asmongold and Tectone specifically. But like, more Asmongold. That's sad to see, but I get it. I do get it. I don't want that to happen, but I do see it. I do understand it.
They respect that, and I want to do this. And I want to do this not only for them, but mainly for myself.
That's serious.
So I can be a better version of myself for everyone.
That's legitimately serious.
I want to apologize to all you guys, my viewers, that I don't think I've lived up to that. I think that I can be a lot better than what I am right now.
Okay.
And
good.
I don't even think that
starts the desire.
I've been putting in half the effort that I should be in the way that I should be. And I'm sorry. And so my plan is to, when I get unbanned, I'll keep streaming regularly, right? And okay. I want to focus more on trying to do things that are fun, trying to laugh more with people rather than at people.
That'd be good.
I'll still laugh at people every once in a while, okay? Like,
of course, no one's perfect.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But it's about a focus, and it's about a.
I mean, yeah, that's fair, Babasi. Like, dude, S-Fan is a real one for sure. He's a good guy, and I know for a fact Tectone did as well, because Tectone literally did it on the Steak and Eggs podcast, and he did it in the episode where they where Emma and Tectone visit Asmongold's house, and they're like getting rashes and shit. And like, he's done it a couple of times, saying, bro, please, please. Yeah, exactly. I you know, Paboxy, like, I'm pretty sure they've all done that. I'm pretty sure they've all offered in some way. But yeah, I wouldn't surprise me about S-Fan. He's a decent guy, and I heard Tectone do it multiple times as well. So I get it.
It's about a tone. I listen to my tone in the clip, and I just sound like such a piece of shit. Really, at the end of the day, I sound like a piece of shit. I sound like a terrible person, and it's just so mean.
He sounds like a lot of people I'd talk to in real life. That's not a good thing, but that shows the seriousness of it.
Spirited and callous and just mean, and I don't want to be that.
This is judgmental
anymore. And I've
not coming from a place of rage. It's coming from a place of not understanding.
Growing up,
ignorance.
The time I did, I was an r/atheism enjoyer. I have a very...
Well, that explains half of it, guys. No, I'm kidding. Look, I'm just saying. Look, I have no problem with people that are atheists, but I can tell you, I've had a lot of problems with people that were r/atheists in atheism enjoyers. The level of Redditors. I'm just saying, there's something about that subreddit which really makes people act very toxic sometimes. There really is. There really is.
Very negative opinion of a lot of religions. I've had the experience firsthand of the negative effects of Christianity and, you know, the way that I view that.
Yeah.
I've always read a lot of very bad things about Islam, and I've made a
If
lot
you
of
read it, it must be
criticisms
true,
of it.
right?
I've talked to a lot of people about it. I've heard a lot about it, and I've been like watching things about it, and I've been like hearing people telling me this is the way it is, but I've never seen it. And
Yeah.
I actually think that after all of this, I
Sorry
think
about the
towards
ads,
the end of
buddy.
next year, I think I'd like to visit the Middle East and see it for myself. I want to see it for a historical perspective, right? I would love to go to Istanbul in Turkey.
I know he's like, very against religion, but he does like history. He really does. I think that'd be a pretty good idea. Wait, did you just say Turkey? Maybe he's gonna finally get that hair transplant. You know what? He should get that hair transplant. He should. Looking at himself like a caricature is not healthy for him. Everyone calling him baldy, memeing on him constantly. He says he's okay with it, but I don't know, man. Like, that can't be good for him. That can't be good for anyone to do that. Hey, they have to happen, not your fault. Yeah, exactly, exactly. True and real. Yeah, true and real, man. True and real. And look, like, you can tell when someone's truly okay with it. Like Tectone. Tectone is truly okay with being bald. He's like, he almost some ways welcomes it. Like, really. But like in Asmongold's case, he's always had a thing about it. And he jokes about it, but I've always felt some pain from it. Fix the teeth, fix the hair. How, yeah, exactly. Yeah, not even a vain thing. Yeah, self-image is very important. It'll help him greatly. I think so too. I genuinely think so too. And look, this is why, like, the most unhealthy thing that I do is the fact that I'm insomniac. And it's not something I can really particularly help. I've tried medicine, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried all kinds of shit. None of it really works on me. It sucks, but it's something I have to slowly work through. But I can tell you, besides that, I try to be as healthy as I possibly can. And I do that because I hold myself to account, because I know if anything happens to me, my parents would, like, God forbid, kill themselves. Like my mom stated that beyond a shadow of a doubt. My dad would be wrecked. I'm an only child. Like, this is something that will really directly affect them. So I have to be careful. I have to be extremely, extremely careful and very, very cognizant of my own actions and my own health to myself. And that's why my lack of sleep is the most unhealthy thing about me. Everything else is good. I drink so much water. I eat healthy. I try to do full body exercises to take care of my core, my lower back, and my pain and so on and so forth from the car accident. And it has helped me in the most stressful periods of my life, like right now with the hurricane, for example, deal with it in a healthier way. I'm not lashing out at people. I'm not treating people badly. I'm just handling it the best we can. And I think, and I do credit the fact that my dad is so adamant in making sure I'm always the healthiest I can be, like, genuinely. And the self-image helps a lot. My dad gasses me up like crazy. I make sure to do that to my friends. I tell Ryan he's the most handsome fucker in the universe all the time that I possibly can. It's important to also give that to others, because your self-image is a lot of times what other people tell you. So this is why a lot of men's self-image and mental health is just so bad. It's because, like, everyone keeps telling you, like, to guys, you don't matter, guys, blah, blah, this. Oh, I mean, it's only pretty women that guy, blah, blah, all that bullshit, man. No, gas your boys up. I've said this many times. You can check the tapes. I've said it countless times. Gas your boys up. It's genuinely important. It really does make a big difference in someone's life. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, the teeth he's fixed the best he can, Acrobat. He literally only has like 4 real teeth left, so he's fixed that as much as he possibly can. But the hair and everything else, completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. And woman, I 100% agree. Yeah, exactly, exactly, absolutely. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, he also tries to hide that positioning. Is that, you know what? That shows it very well, Awkward Bat. Tectone, you can tell he's okay with it because he took a razor and just shaved his head off. Just completely. Just his hair just completely gone. Full bald. Full. Just all in, man. All in. Asmongold tries his best every single time to position his hair, even on camera. If you watch an Asmongold stream, you'll see him go like this sometimes. You see him go like this. Just like because he can see himself on OBS, like I see myself on OBS, and he's going to try to position himself to make himself look his stuff look a little less obvious. Absolutely. You go to the guy Miz went to, dude. I hope Miz shows him the guy. Absolutely. It made a big difference for Mizkif. 100%. Absolutely. It's made a big difference to a lot of people I know. 100%. Absolutely. And I have no problem with it, man. Like I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with, a woman getting plastic surgery. I don't have a problem with a guy getting hair transplant. No one should have any issue with any of this shit. Like genuinely. I genuinely don't see the issue. I mean, I don't think, 18-year-olds should be getting plastic surgery to make themselves look like 28 years olds, and that just screws them up. I think that just sucks about like social media forcing that image upon women, young women. But like the fact that they have the choice to do so, I mean, I fully understand that choice. Absolutely. And yeah, always do what makes you feel the best.
There's no,
as long as it's not hurting others.
No ulterior motive there at all. But it's not.
Turkey has great hair transplant services. Bro, do it. Do it.
Just that. I'd love to visit places like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, going back to the actual
any of the other places. I mean, the truth is that, and this is the worst thing about what I said.
Yeah.
Some of the places that I would want to visit,
they
I might not
exist.
be able to because of the way that they're like just.
That means he realizes what's going on. Like being able to realize fundamentally that you can make these plans and it just literally in 2 years could just not exist. That offhand comment, in my opinion, shows some really real self-reflection, guys. I'm not going to lie. It really does. He's humanizing the people there. He's humanizing the place there. There you go. I try to convey to my husband that his clothes and such can actually make him feel good. It pushes a lot back a lot, like Asmon. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Awkward Bat. Why do you think I wear the tie? Why do you think I wear a button-up shirt? I like dressing up. Sure, I wear these for work, and I don't have time to change my clothes, but I could easily take my shirt off and, like, wear a fucking, like, t-shirt if I wanted to or whatever. It's not like it actually takes that long. But also, I like dressing up. I like dressing like this. I feel good. And that's why I wear it. I feel more comfortable in a button-up shirt and a tie than I ever did in a t-shirt. And I hate fucking shorts. I'll never wear shorts. And I say as I wear a PJ top and sweatpants, hey, if you enjoy the PJ top and sweatpants, good for you, Awkward Bat. Just before he made his video, he had to spend time to realize what's actually going on. Yeah, I mean, this dude, I said it was a long 24 hours. From the first thing to now, 3 hours with Hassan, probably several hours with his dad. He and his dad are very close. Tips probably talked to him for an hour plus. I can imagine he spent a lot of time thinking about all these things. And if he didn't, this would be a 5-minute video done right here. Genuinely. When they're shorts, I feel attacked. No. I hate shorts, boxing, my friend. I hate them. For myself. Lots of people love them. Enjoy them. Kick ass. For me, I feel bad in shorts. That's why I don't wear them. That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. Is it a little uncomfortable sometimes to wear, literal dress pants to sit down and stream for 8 hours and 48 minutes, which like I am right now? Yeah, sure, sometimes. But I still love it. Yeah.
The internal strife, the actual literal wars that are going on, people being literally killed.
Yes.
There, and I might not be able to do that.
Lights snuffed out.
I want to do it, and I want to see it for myself. Because I don't like believing what people tell me. And I think that when I do, I end up being a fool.
Yep.
And I want to see it. I want to see it for myself, and I want to experience it.
I think like it was very impossible to ignore when I knew people there, you know? And it's very, very hard to ignore anything going on in a place where you know someone or you've been there. Like genuinely. And like, for example, I talk about like, going back to Pakistan, and I've seen the best humanity in Pakistan, and I've seen the worst of humanity in Pakistan as well. You can see both in the same trip, in the same drive. You can see that. You can see, a father holding his son, carrying him on the shoulders, and they're like, dancing around, having fun. In the same like thing as seeing a guy on the side of the road dying of thirst. And it's the same road in Pakistan. You can see that. That's humbling. Guys, I don't know how else to describe it. That's humbling. Absolutely. Getting a real perspective. It's called getting a real perspective. There you go.
And I want to live my life. And
sorry, meant to.
I'm going to try to
clear my nose, not on stream.
I don't know, like clean up.
Sorry about
my
that.
House. I'm going to try to do this, and I'm not.
Oh, hey yo, whoa.
I'm going to try to like, I don't know, like clean up part of my house.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, good. No, dude, I think this will help him. I really do. And I think like a lot of people need to realize why it's so hard for him. Genuinely. I don't think giving him shit has made it any easier for him to do it either.
I'm going to try to do this, and I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I was raised Roman Catholic. I view this as a penance.
Penance.
And I think I need to do this for myself. I need to take accountability for bad things that I've done and for letting my life get this out of control. And I don't need to get out of...
I want you all to listen to when he says penance again. You can't fake the tear up that he had.
I don't know, like clean up part of my house. I'm going to try to do this, and I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I was raised Roman Catholic. I view this as a penance.
So that tear up? That's real, man. He's thinking about his mom. He's thinking about his mom there.
And I think I need to do this for myself. I need to take accountability for bad things that I've done and for letting my life get this out of control. And I don't need to get
accountability is the most important thing.
I need to do that for myself and for my own.
Outstanding video on YouTube would go hard.
And
yeah.
I think also I want to live for the the idiots out there that they're like looking to me to be a role model, right? Oh, not a good idea. But there are people that will see that and they'll think maybe to themselves, maybe I should do the same thing.
And they always have. Like I think he's realizing the extent. I don't know if he's thinking about this, but I hope he is, because a decent segment of his population that watches his videos and his stream, they were the loudest ones, some of them, saying that, you know what, Asmongold was right. All Muslims suck. And I need to double down on it for him because he needs to double down. I need to quadruple down. He should never have said anything otherwise. This is the truth. And like, I'm hoping and I think he is seeing that. I don't think he likes that reflection. He doesn't like what he sees there. I hope. Because like he's kind of fed into that a little bit. And I think that he's realizing that. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Because he has a lot of power. And not in terms of just his size, but also his charisma, the way he talks, the way he's able to handle people, and so on and so forth. Asmongold at his best is really good. Asmongold at his worst can be obviously what we saw one day ago. But we've seen far more good than we've seen bad out of Asmongold. And I will say that 100%. He's no Fousey. He's no Jack Doherty. Shit, he ain't even a Trainwrecks. Trainwrecks literally spends his day gambling every day. Don't be like me. Trust me when I say this won't change your life. It'll ruin your life. And he still fucking does it? Bro, how hypocritical can you fucking get? I'm sorry. And I'm saying that because of what the because that's a sheer lack of accountability. That's why. I'm using Trainwrecks as an example of a lack of accountability. I think a lot smaller percent than you think. Oh no, I'm not saying it's a large percent, Pavoxy, but they're very loud. And that's what I'm saying. I hope he's seen it because they're very vocal, so they're very easy to find. That's what I'm saying, buddy. That's what I'm saying. And yeah, no, of course, actual racists get on Twitter and jump on it, but that also shows if you're saying something and actual pieces of shit racists are agreeing with you, then that's a reflection on you. And you're like, man, do I really want this person to agree with me? Like, I want everyone to know. If you think Asmongold needs to, God forbid, like, you know, do an act of self-harm or something, ask yourself if you want Casey Tron to agree with you. Because if you're agreeing and you're saying something that Casey Tron, who's like a real hateful person, and this person is agreeing with you, maybe you got to rethink your position a little bit. Maybe Asmongold doesn't deserve death. Because Casey Tron thinks so. And she's an absolute horrible loser, terrible person of a human being. Like, she's quite a vitriolic person. And it's not just like, oh, she generalized what she shouldn't have. No, she does this on the regular to a lot of people all the time. Like, that's bad. Like, she's a prime example of someone who's like, okay, this person is really, really messed up. And so, like, if I was saying something and Casey Tron agreed with me, I'd be like, oh, God, what the fuck did I just say? That's what would make me think that. And so I'm using that as a mirror. Maybe, you know, hopefully Asmongold is seeing some of these racist bandwagoners that are really taking what he's, you know, already said that he doesn't believe, and they're taking that and running with it. And maybe he should see that and be like, okay, this illustrates how wrong what I said was. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And if
that makes sense, chat. What do you guys think?
Well, I've already done it for myself. I've already done a good thing, and so it could only get better. And so that's what my plan is. I'm going to try to, like, rethink my life. I have had a lot of people reach out to me. People I would have never expected reach out to me in ways that I never expected. And I understand that, you know, like, I'm still very critical about, you know, religious fundamentalism, right?
Sure.
But when you paint with such a broad brush that you just include an entire group of people.
The next step will be him learning that us Muslims also hate fundamentalism. That'll be the next step. And I hope I expect he can get there someday. That's the next step.
You're just being you're being a piece of shit. It's like people said it was racist. I didn't mean it as racist, but if you listen to what I said, it's easy that you could assume that.
Yeah.
So easy. And so
He's not shying away from it.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking moron. I've been an asshole. I think that I've devolved for the last 2 years. I think that I've negatively affected other people too, in ways that I hate. I don't even hate to say this. Like, I think I need to say this. I need to say it more. I've negatively affected people in ways that I regret. I think whenever I go back live again, I'll probably talk about that more. And, you know, like, there's some just different people I'd kind of want to apologize to and, you know, take accountability for things that I've said and done that have negatively affected other people in ways that were
And I know he's done this before. He did this when Reckful died. He absolutely saw the reflection of his community in World of Warcraft and how some of them were really terrible people. And that was what made him change from that in a lot of ways. I think that's a very, very poignant statement that he made.
Unfair and wrong. And that's what my plan is. That's about it. I want to say that I hope that now, after you've heard what I have to say, that a lot of you all can see kind of why I'm saying that I appreciate this. I really think that this is something I needed, and I hope that this is the next part of the rest of my life.
That's beautifully said. Papa 91 says, I think he's realized he's lost friends and even women who he may have loved in his life due to how much of an asshole he's become and not realized. Yeah. Entirely possible. That's a very sobering thought. Absolutely, Papoxy. For sure, buddy. I know I jumped from saying Papa 91 to Papoxy, but I like how Papoxy sounds. If you don't want me to call you it, I'll try to not call you it as much. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Well said.
And I want you guys to hold me accountable to that. So if
I think in that way, Tips basically making a beautiful statement, lovingly saying how he's disappointed, is a big thing because he's really close to Tips. He literally made OTK with Tips. And also his dad telling him, bro, like, dude, if my dad called me and he's like, yeah, I saw what you said on stream yesterday. I'm very worried about you. Doesn't have to say like I'm angry or anything. Just like even saying disappointed or worried or something like that. Bro, that would wreck me. I would rethink my entire life. Absolutely. There's no doubt he loves his dad. Anyone, even if you hate Asmongold, you have to understand this man adores his father. If his father is telling him this, there's no way he's not taking it seriously, bro. There's no fucking way. Absolutely not. It's just not in the DNA of someone like us, where we're the only child and we know our parents like count on us and everything. And his dad doesn't mince words. Exactly, yeah. His dad will straight up calling him out with a straight. He's done it on stream. Yeah. His dad, I heard his dad say, "Asmon, you're being dumb." Just straight up, just straight up. My dad is way too nice to do that. But yeah, absolutely. His dad does not mince words.
Being a fucking asshole again. If I'm being mean, if I'm just being callous, acting like a psychopath, just treating people awfully outside of a WoW raid when they get killed by fire. But really, laughing at people's misfortune. Try to say, man, just chill the fuck out. Stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do my best to listen. I spent 2 years ignoring it, and look where it got me.
Yep.
This is not even the tip of the iceberg of the problems in my life. And
I think, Babaxi, what you were saying about his friends and women he loved and so on and so forth, right there. I think that shows that.
I want to thank everybody for making me aware that that's the case. And hopefully I can avoid the iceberg, right? And so I want to say that's pretty much about all I've got. I'm sorry for a lot of people I let down, not just with comments like this, but also just with the way I've been doing things in general. I think that you guys deserve.
Dude, he's like my age. He has time to change.
Than what you've been getting.
Everyone does.
And I hope that I can live up to that in
People
the future.
Older than me and more set in their ways of change.
I don't even want to think about it in the future, right? As soon as I get unbanned, the best apology is better content, change behavior.
Yep.
And that's what I hope to do. So yeah, anyway guys, I'm just going to focus on myself for a while, try to improve my own life, and there's a lot of things I think, again, I'll probably talk about more whenever I go live again, that are like more kind of, just like kind of in the weeds, like personal stuff. But overall, that's the big picture. That's where I'm at. And so anyway, that's about all I've got, and I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to try to just take this time off to, really kind of fix my shit. So yeah, anyway guys, that's about it. I'll see you later. Bye.
I think this is a turning point in his life. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. Cleaning room stream would be the most viewed of all time. Let's see what everyone thinks. Everyone's talking about the cleaning. Jesus Christ, bro. Um, to me, it's clear he's talking about Hamas. That I mean, like that's yeah. I mean, I understand what he's saying. That's kind of what I was saying as well. Never ever write YouTube comments. When you speak yourself open, reflecting yourself takes a lot of guts. It does. Making this video, he didn't have to make this video, guys. He didn't have to. He's already banned. It's not like he was trying to fight the ban. Zip up is basically the equivalent of normal being wearing a tuxedo. Jesus Christ. We got Asmon planning to clean his room before GTA 6. GTA 6 is taking that long to release. Yep. Yeah, exactly. There you go, bro. There you go. Holy shit. There you go. I think this is unironically a good thing. I think he's yeah. However they want to put past it from OTK, I really do hope they support him privately through this and help him sort of that. Yeah, exactly. And I hope it's not like a situation where they like ostracize him from events and stuff. I think that would be beyond idiotic. Asmongold adds a lot to certain things. Like I think when he was hosting the Mad Mushroom thing, the Triple I gaming showcase that they did, I thought that was really cool. I thought that was like some of the best content he's been a part of in terms of not his own stream. So I think like that would be a mistake. There are certain positive things that he's created that I think he should be a part of and that channelize energies in very, very positive ways. So I hope this is not like OTK like putting a band-aid on the situation and being like, okay, he's no longer in the limelight kind of thing. I hope that's not the case. I don't expect it to be the case. I also hope it's not. I don't know. When he mentioned that the people who reached out to help him educate him were Muslim in the Middle East or had family there, it sounds like he cracks emotionally. Oh no, he was in tears to the point that I was in tears.
I've been like, oh, that old man doesn't know what he's talking about, and I've finally had some level of accountability for that, and thank God. I look back at some of the things that I've said and done. When you get lost in the sauce reality and you lose a perspective on the world. The day before, making negative comments toward me, everybody is telling me like, "Oh, go kill yourself. I hate you." Everything like this.
Awkward bat. You're talking about this part.
Do you know who reached out to me? And they wanted to talk and have a conversation and see if I was okay.
This is real. And like I said, Awkward bat, I know this because, you know, I know, man, I need to clean my house too. There you go. But no, I know this because like Muslims would reach out to him. And Muslims were not the ones wishing him to die at all, in any way, shape, or form. The comments that I saw, and anyone can look them up. It's all on Twitter. Go for it. Go to town. Go to his original statement apology, the 6-line one, and go to the view quote retweets and go all the way down. Just skip all the trash, go down to the weeds, find brown people. Don't look at the fucking white people that are being performative and trying to like tell me as a Muslim my opinion doesn't matter, that I'm a parasite for making this video. I got that comment more than once. And instead look at the brown people. See what they say. Which ones of them are wishing Asmongold to die? Literally almost none of them. Some are, sure, there's some assholes out there, but very few of them. Extremely few. Yeah. Seemed real to me. Doesn't have to tell us something so shameful. Yeah. I mean, this was...
It's people that were...
Because, like I was saying, this is like being shown by example. And it's not like they're trying to say, hey, you're wrong and here's why. But it's like just showing by example how wrong he is. Because these are the people that he was attacking. I'm one of them. And we're reaching out to him with love and empathy and a hope for a better future. And that's it. That's literally it. Like if he needs anything, things like that. And it's just in stark contrast to what he thought. And he's a guy who believes what he sees. And it's impossible to say no to this. It's impossible to see this and like put some other kind of thing or whatever on it.
Islamic and people that were had fucking family in Palestine. And
Yeah.
how humiliating is that?
I mean, I
How
don't know.
absolutely humiliating is that? And these were the people I was trying to say were bad. And I
There it is. Yeah. That's it. I don't know. I mean, like like I said, I know he has tips out. He's a really really decent guy, and he has he talked to Hassan for 3 hours, and I'm sure, dude. Like I said, Texas is a lot of Muslim people. That's a lot of brown people. Brown people population in Texas is very large. Same with Arizona. For some reason, I don't know why they go to deserts, but they go to them often. I hate desert heat personally, but yeah, he probably has a lot more friends as well. Acrobat. So yeah, didn't know that. Yeah, yeah. This is what I hear. I don't know. I've never really been to Texas myself, so I've only heard. I have family in Arizona. I don't know why about Arizona, but they yeah. I've actually a significant amount of my family in Arizona. Probably the greatest concentration of my family is in Arizona, second to Pakistan. I don't know why. I don't know why. Pakistan is not a desert. It is very humid in Pakistan. There you go. Yeah, yeah. London is huge. Yep, London is a lot. But regardless, guys, it is almost noon. I have to go to sleep. What do you guys think of the statement? Do you guys believe Asmongold? Do you think he's capable of change? Do you think these are good steps for change? What do you think would be a good step for change if it wasn't in this discussion? Do you think I was correct in what I'm saying would help him and what I think his challenges are? Why he hasn't cleaned his room, his home, of his mom, and so on and so forth. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Really appreciate your input. And again, come with respect. Look, a guy's bearing a soul and a guy's trying to change. For me, I, for one, completely support that. And I think that everyone should at least hope for the best. Even if you don't believe him, at least hope for the best. And give him the chance. Everyone deserves a second chance. And yeah. Nice, Shunray. Yeah. Well, some people actually unironically believe that. But yeah, like, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and I'll always give the honest take that I can. I'll always try to be an even take as well. So if you guys appreciated that, please do let me know. I cover all things with seriousness, with the same veracity. So if you guys like that, definitely give this channel a sub and give this video a like, share it with your friends. I try to be, as decent as possible. I think all people deserve this. And also, if you guys like gaming content, that's what I usually do. So don't worry. You guys like awesome gaming content, yelling about Ubisoft, things like that. That is much more my wheelhouse. This is just a one-time thing, considering what the situation was and who I am as a Muslim and as a gamer and so on, and as someone who's on OTK Stop Streamer. So it's like a little bit of a more direct touch. That's why I wanted to give my perspective. Normally I don't cover this type of stuff. I'm not really a drama guy. But I do cover certain things that really, really are super necessary to this, Dr. Disrespect, those types of more real situations. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll always cover things that you guys want in the future, and can't wait to see you guys in the next video. There we go. Chat, love you tons. Second chances, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Everyone deserves a second chance. Genuinely. Like I said, the only thing that does not deserve a second chance is if you kill an innocent. And by far, he didn't. Oh, you want to know something funny? Acrobat, everyone was like yelling about all kinds of stuff with my stuff. If you look at the comments in this video, that's the first video, Acrobat, and you will see the extreme craziness of, like, oh, you already saw the video. Yeah, take a look at the comments and you'll see like how many people are like so hard on both sides. And that's why I covered this. Like, there's a reason I didn't stop at one video, and this is why. Because, like, dude, oh my god. Yeah, there was a very particularly unhinged weirdo on my Twitter. Of course it's Twitter. Why is it always Twitter? Like, why is it always Twitter, bruh? Why is it always Twitter? Where is this guy? This guy. Yep. So this guy went through all of my stuff and he just goes hard. And the fact that I'm like saying, yeah, genocide on both sides is bad. And like, you know, people shouldn't die on either side. That is not enough for him. He wants more. He wants blood. And I'm like, dude. And guess what? If you go to his channel, he is the whitest dude ever. The whitest guy ever. I have no problem with white people, obviously. But don't act like you're doing this for me. You're not doing this for me, Dr. Hot Dogs. He's doing that for himself. A lot of the people that are the most hateful are doing exactly that. I just want to point that out. I don't like it when people try to use my name, use my people for an excuse to do something terrible. I think that's disgusting.